Welcome to Tough Boxing on the Road, episode 3. I'm here with heavyweight sensation and Ultimate Boxer finalist, Mark Bad News Bennett. Mark, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. So we're here at Fighting Fit Gym. The last time we met was actually at your house doing an interview. A lot's happened since then. You've been inactive since the Ultimate Boxer final. Back in the training camp, back at Fighting Fit?
Yeah, mate, yeah, we're back at it. I've been ticking over every now and then, doing my bits, but back in camp now, 8 weeks, and we're at, 7 weeks now, and we're at it, we're getting into it.
I'll cut to the chase straight away. August the 7th, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN, against Alan the Savage Babic. A lot of hype surrounding Alan, many knockouts on his record, in fact, a 100% record on knockouts. Up against yourself, Mark Bennett. How did this transpire?
We've been offered it a few times, but Babic doesn't like to give anyone notice. So he's been offered. Well, I got offered it about 3 times, I think. I've took the fight, but my manager Joe has gone back to him and said to him, "No, Mark's not a journeyman. Give him notice, and he'll have the fight." And that's what we've done. They've given me notice, not as much notice as we'd like, but they've given me 8 weeks, and the fight's on, and we'll get to it. He hasn't met no one like me before, so I'm happy. I reckon we'll be ready, we'll be good. Everything's going well.
I mean, there's a lot of hype surrounding Alan Babic. His last fight against Damien Chambers, a concussive knockout, Shaundell Winters, Tom Little, and Eddie Hearn believes that he can get right up there to sort of a great level in the heavyweight division. And recently, I've seen an interview with Alan, he mentioned your name, and it looked to me like he was massively underestimating you. What's your sort of response to that?
Yeah, I mean, let him do what he wants to do, to be fair. I mean, the bloke thinks he's superhuman, which he's not. He bleeds and breathes like I do, and he'll find out on 7th of August, mate, when I come ready. I'm in there to win, mate. I'm in there to fight. Nothing against the lads that he's fought, but he's not giving them the notice. He's not giving them the camp. They've turned up off the settee, and they're not been proper fights. He's just not. He's running through them because they've had 3 or 4 days' notice, 5 days' notice, probably maximum. And it's not right. So now we're down to it, 8 weeks notice, I'm ready, he'll ready, and we'll have a proper fight. I mean, the amount of fights I've been in, every fight of mine has been a fight. I've had Sokolowski, I've had Chris Healy, I've had Dorian Darch, I've had Jay McFarland, Josh Sanderland, Nick Webb. Every one of them has been a fight. And I think he's overlooking me, and he's going to underestimate me, and he's going to feel my wrath on the night.
I think the great thing about you two guys as well, the styles aren't too dissimilar. You know, come forward, punches in bunches, you go toe to toe on every fight that you have. You're going to be implementing the same strategy? Yeah,
massively, mate. I mean, that's me. I'm not, like I've always said, I'm not the best boxer out there, and I know I'm not, but I can fight, mate, and I'm a proper fighter, and we'll meet in the middle, mate, and we'll trade, and the best man will win.
When you witnessed the interview that kind of transpired a couple of days ago, and Alan said that he was going to, put you to sleep in 2 or 3 rounds, how did that make you feel?
I mean, yeah, he thinks he's something he's not for me. Yeah, he's got a good record, he has, and he's got a good hype around him. But he's not going to put me away easy, mate. Once he gets in them trenches with me, he's not going to out-macho me. I can guarantee you that now. He thinks I'm scared of him, because that's what he does. He tries and put the fear factor on everyone. I'm not scared of him, mate. I tell you what's fear: when you're leaving your pregnant wife to go to Afghan, and then and then the next morning, and then you fly out to Afghan not knowing if you're going to see him. That's fear. Going to fight him, mate, I'm ready. I'll be ready. Come 7th of August, mate, he better get ready.
And toe to toe on the night, I mean, what strategy are you going to implement? I mean, we know that Alan's going to come straight out from the blocks and throw many shots and try and dominate the fight from the get-go. What's Mark Bennett going to do?
Exactly the same as that. Me and Alan are going to meet in the middle, and we're going to stand toe to toe. I'm not going to run. All the other lads who he's boxed, no, nothing against them. I don't think they've been ready for the fight. They're not conditioned for the fight. They've obviously got in the ring and they've tried to box on the back foot. I don't box on the back foot, mate. I never have. I've never tried it, and I never will. I'll be pushing forward like he will be, and we're just going to clash.
Okay. So you've had inactivity for quite a while from the Ultimate Boxer. It's important as a fighter to stay active. So is that a little bit of a concern for you to a point?
No, it doesn't concern me, mate. I'm cut from a cloth. I've got good breed. I'm good. My fitness is good. I mean, I can just drop straight back into it and pick it up back in 2 weeks. I'm fit. I'll be ready. I'm tough, and he's not come across it before, mate. So, don't get me wrong. If he proves himself on the night, he proves himself. But I'm going to turn up ready, and we're going to have it, and he's going to be in a proper fight.
And looking at Alan Babbage's previous fights, I mean, what chinks have you seen in his armour? What do you feel that you could exploit on the night?
Well, he thinks his engine's unstoppable. I've got an engine as well, and I'm like an old transit van, mate. I just keep going and going and going like a smiley. He thinks his chin. He thinks he's got a good chin. I've seen him been tagged a few times. Chambers tagged him overnight. As soon as he gets hit properly, mate, I think he's done.
I get the vibe and I get the feeling that after the disrespectful comments on the first interview, I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Have you taken this quite personal?
Oh, mate, massively. I mean, to talk about a man when you don't know him, that's what he's done. He's just been, and obviously I've took the bait and I'm ready. You know, all he's doing is making my camp better, making me feel like the fire burned more in my stomach to fight him. You know, to be ready for them on the night and clash. You know, I can take it to him. That's how it is.
And what do you feel that differentiates you from his other, we'll say, victims that he's beat and knocked out?
For one, I've got notice, so I've actually got a camp for it. He's not dragged me off at settee. I mean, I think Tom Little, he'd have proved better, but I think Tom were blowing after 2, and I just think he was there for a payday. I mean, he's a good man, you know, like he's decent, but I think that he just turned up for money, mate, in all honesty. The others, the weight, the size, I mean, he's weighing 14, 10 what? I mean, I'm a big lad, I'm bigger, I'm taller. So, I mean, if you look at the cards, everything goes in my way, in my favour. So we'll just play it like that, mate.
And the Ultimate Boxer, how much did you learn from that experience? Because that was I watched ringside, all your fights, we was there at the build-up, there at the press conferences, and you know, you got to the final, you didn't win, but it was very, very close. How priceless and valuable was that experience to you in your career?
Oh, massively, mate. I mean, that was probably one of the best, well, it was the best night of my boxing career. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I mean, like I was saying earlier, the ring walk to McFarlane, you're a bit sketchy, but then when I come to the third ring walk that night, man, I was like, oh, let's get it on, let's just have it now. I was ready. You know, I had a tough fight with McFarlane. I thought I got a good draw when I pulled McFarlane, and obviously he proved me wrong. We had a very good war. It was close as well. Then Sunderland, he come out, mate, and we had a good tear up as well. And then it come up to Webb, and I mean, I was spent, don't get me wrong. 5 weeks prior to that, my wife was in hospital with my newborn baby in the neonatal unit. So I didn't have a very good build up to the Ultimate Boxer. And to what I did, to where I got in the Ultimate Boxer, I was chuffed, you know, and I thought that I'd put a good performance in for myself, and I made a good account of myself. Like I say, with the Webb fight, it didn't go my way, but over more rounds, I believe that it would. And I'd like that. That's a fight that I'd like in the future again, which I've said before to you when we've had a meet. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good night of boxing.
Effectively, this fight against Babbage at Fight Camp is really the equivalent for yourself to a world title fight. I mean, you go in there, put on a dominant performance and get Babbage out of there, the whole game just completely changes. Does that add pressure to your game moving forward, or are you thriving on that?
Yeah, I'd say I'm thriving. I mean, realistically, mate, I'm not trying to overlook him because that's just what he's doing for me. But when I beat Babbage, I think that like my stock was up massively. He's a 7-0, 7 knockouts. I beat him. My stock goes up, and I think that more fights will start coming my way. And that, obviously, for me and my family, mate, it'll be a lot better.
Definitely a life-changing opportunity for you.
Oh, massively, yeah. And I mean, I am taking it that way. I mean, no stone's going to be unturned on this camp, and I'm going to be ready for him. I mean, I got the call while I was working, and straight away, mate, I knew, yeah, that's having it. Yeah, I'm having it. Yeah, not a problem. Rang around my coaches, Neil Wayne, Michael White, and spoke to my manager Joe. We put our heads together and we said, yeah, let's have it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the best conditions, but it's good. We can work with it. I've worked with little, I've worked with less, so we'll go with it.
It's well publicised as well that you've had, many, very good sparring partners previously. Tyson Fury, Fabio Wardley, Nathan Gorman. So you've been in there with the best.
Yeah, I mean, me and Nathan, I've done loads and loads of rounds with Nathan now. I mean, I not so long ago for his last fight, I went up and we got some rounds in, and it's really good experience. Same with, Fury with the once. With Wardley, I only sparred with him really after he did some rounds with Gorman, I did some rounds with Gorman. We were both there. We thought, let's get in and do some. That was about it really. But like I say, Nathan, he's always a big help, and we're always reaching out for sparring, and he's always said that he'll help me. So yeah, I'm going to reach out to. There's a few names like Sunderland. He's on the same card. I think that myself for him and himself for me, the two opponents that we've both got will be good. So I'm going to reach out to him shortly for some sparring. Sokolowski, I've been in touch with Sokolowski. We're going to try and get some in with Soko. So yeah, I don't think there's any 3 fighters in the country that could mimic Babic more than them 3, to be fair, mate.
I mean, not everybody knows this, but you've not really got an extensive amateur background. You're from the white collar scene, you burst onto the scene, and it's been a very quick rise for yourself, Mark.
Yeah, like I had I was in the unlicensed scene, we carried on with that, and then I decided to turn over just for my 30th birthday. I turned over, I boxed Ferenc Vaslak in my debut. Good fighter, been in with a lot of people, we went the distance. And then my second fight, we boxed Dorian Darch. I stopped Dorian in 2. And then third fight, I fought Sokolowski. Fourth fight, Chris Ely. I mean, 3 of them names there, like Chris has just won the Central. So there's big names. I was mandatory for Central after my second or third fight with Cash, but Cash wanted bigger things. I think that my experience through my pro fights, there's not a name there that's not known. Do you know what?
I mean, looking at the experienced fighters that you've fought in the past and the comments from Alan, it's kind of discrediting you massively, and you feel that you should have more respect for you than this.
Oh yeah, I agree, mate. I'll be honest, because don't get me wrong, I don't mind that he hasn't, because hopefully it stands better for me on the night. But I've got none out of all them names that we've mentioned, no one's put me down. I've never been on the canvas. I've never took a knee. I've never. Listen, I've put darts down. I've put a few of them down, I think, off the top of my head. But I've never took a knee. I've never been down. I mean, touch wood. That's how it keeps going. I'd like to finish my career like that. But.
And what will it mean to you to go in the ring on the 7th of August and go in there and put on a performance of a lifetime and get your hand raised?
Oh, mate, it'd be amazing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, on that big platform, in front of the people that are watching, it's on DAZN telly now, isn't it? I think. Everyone's rooting for me. I've had loads of messages. I've had loads of people asking for tickets. People are wanting to come, Joe, and I really appreciate that. I've got people sponsoring me now, Joe, and it's brilliant. It is a massive. It's going to be a massive life-changing opportunity. When I beat Babic, I think work stops and it's just full-time boxing, and I'd love that. I'd love to be a full-time athlete, and my game then would improve massively because I'd have the time to do it around having a family and work and trying to train. It's hard. I mean, I'm a father of 4, so you've got to find a time somewhere, haven't you?
Do you feel that affects your training, or you're fully focused in camp now, plenty of sparring, plenty of training, and rearing to go?
I think recently, in the last year and a half, it has affected the training, obviously, because when I ain't got a fight, I struggle to train because obviously it puts it on the wife a lot. If I'm working all day, then I'm in the gym on a night, and then I'm going home at 8, 9 o'clock at night. I don't see the kids. She's with the kids all day. She's got the kids after school. She's got to do this. You know, it's hard on her. And if I'm not about when I'm not in camp, then it just makes it even harder. I don't think there'd be a relationship there. I'll be honest. But so that's when it's hard. But when I'm in camp, she understands and she's good. You know, and she knows that I'm doing it all for them. You know, like it's for us all. It's as a package. You know, so yeah, it's just good, mate. Yeah.
And 7th of August against Alan Babic, fight camp, live on DAZN. What happens on the night?
I stop Babic in 3. That's how it's going to go down, mate. Me and Babic are going to stand toe to toe and we're going to trade. And I believe that I've got the power to put him over.
Brilliant. Mark, it's been absolutely fantastic speaking to you today. Thanks for coming on to Tough Boxing on the road, and looking forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.